The evolution from simple cold weather dressing to commanding presence begins the moment you step outside and feel the deliberate weight of a well-chosen coat settle across your shoulders. A truly exceptional piece of outerwear has the ability to shift the atmosphere around you before a single word is spoken. In November, when the world begins to quiet under cooler skies, the right coat becomes not only protection from the season, but a declaration of refined personal taste. Among all the silhouettes and colors available, one stands above the rest with a quiet certainty that has anchored sophisticated wardrobes for decades. The camel coat, with its refined balance of warmth and structure, holds a unique position in the lineage of timeless style. It has never relied on excess, never leaned on bold graphics or conspicuous branding to make its presence known. Instead, it communicates through proportion, tone, and inherent restraint. This introduction to the world of understated luxury leads us into a deeper understanding of why the camel coat has remained a symbol of enduring elegance, and why its influence persists through changing trends and shifting fashion seasons. As we move into this exploration, we begin to uncover not simply how a garment is worn, but how it quietly transforms the person within it, granting a sense of composure that speaks to legacy rather than momentary trend. The richness associated with a true camel coat begins long before it reaches the closet of an individual who values heirloom quality. This richness is born within the fibers themselves, woven through the meticulous craftsmanship of mills that understand how material shapes perception. When a coat is crafted from fibers such as pure cashmere or a finely milled virgin wool blend, it carries an intrinsic depth that cannot be replicated by synthetic substitutes. Cashmere has a softness that seems to hold the surrounding air, creating a gentle, almost atmospheric glow that absorbs light rather than reflecting it. It creates an impression of stillness and refinement, a quiet aura often associated with garments of the highest quality. Virgin wool, when treated with skill, brings a structured yet fluid drape that maintains its form through years of wear, never collapsing into shapelessness. Together, these fibers establish a foundation that separates refined outerwear from the ordinary. The sensation of the coat settling into place, the way it holds warmth without heaviness, and the way it moves with a natural cadence all contribute to the subtle message of quality. It is this understated message that defines the coat's quiet luxury, turning each November outing into an opportunity to express poise through nothing more than the integrity of the material itself. Beyond material excellence, the architectural structure of a camel coat reveals why it has remained a cornerstone of polished wardrobe building. A well-designed coat does not depend on novelty to remain relevant. Instead, it relies on the integrity of its construction, which allows it to outlast passing silhouettes. The shoulders, for instance, must be precisely shaped to offer subtle reinforcement without appearing rigid. This creates a posture-enhancing effect that gives the wearer a sense of assured presence. The body of the coat should maintain ease without slipping into excessive volume, a balance that requires expert tailoring and an understanding of how fabric interacts with movement. Each element, from the lines of the lapels to the placement of the belt, contributes to a harmonious design that elongates the frame while preserving comfort. The coat's long vertical plane, uninterrupted by unnecessary ornamentation, creates an impression of elegance that feels effortless rather than forced. When worn, the garment gives the sensation of inhabiting a refined piece of architecture, one that was built with intention and designed to endure. This holistic design ensures that even as seasons change, the coat remains a symbol of quiet confidence, serving as a stable foundation in a world where fashion often moves too quickly. The color of a camel coat holds a distinctive place in the psychology of refined dressing. Unlike stark neutrals that can appear severe or overly formal, camel exists within a spectrum that ranges from soft fawn to deeper, earth-inspired tones. These shades have an organic quality that resonates across skin tones, flattering with warmth rather than contrast. The color itself seems to absorb the mood of autumn and early winter, creating a soft visual field that complements the shifting landscape. In the context of curated wardrobes, camel carries a unique quietness that signals long-standing taste. It does not demand attention through brightness or high contrast. Instead, it rests comfortably within a palette associated with natural materials and enduring craftsmanship. This subtlety is what aligns Camel with a sense of established elegance, a style rooted in thoughtful restraint rather than spectacle. Its versatility allows it to mingle seamlessly with other refined colors, whether paired with deep navy, crisp ivory, or muted chocolate tones. This adaptable, harmonious quality is central to its timeless relevance, ensuring that the wearer communicates composure and discernment without ever appearing overly styled. Achieving a cohesive ensemble while wearing a camel coat requires careful attention to the textures and finishes of the pieces worn beneath it. The coat naturally takes the role of the central structural element, and everything accompanying it must support this role with equal discipline. When selecting garments, the priority becomes harmony rather than competition. A silk blouse, pressed to a clean line, offers an appealing contrast to the soft weight of the coat. Wool crepe trousers create a refined vertical silhouette that aligns with the coat's elongated form. Each layer contributes depth without distraction, forming a seamless composition of materials that have been chosen for their quality rather than trend appeal. The objective is to create a visual environment where refinement stands at the forefront, allowing the camel coat to function as the anchor. This method of dressing avoids abrupt textures or loud patterns that could diminish the coat's understated message. Instead, it enhances the natural elegance of the garment, creating a cohesive appearance that feels intentionally curated, grounded in thoughtful restraint, and expressive of enduring sophistication. Footwear, although often considered a secondary detail, plays a defining role in preserving the elegance established by a camel coat. The shoes worn beneath such a garment must echo its refined attitude without overwhelming it. A polished leather loafer, a structured knee-high boot, or a cleanly designed pump each contributes its own sense of composure. The key lies in the finish. Leather that is carefully maintained communicates attention to detail and respect for craft, reinforcing the values already expressed by the coat itself. Trend-driven designs or overly casual options may disrupt the continuity of the look, drawing attention away from the quiet strength of the ensemble. Instead, the footwear should extend the long, graceful line of the coat, grounding the silhouette with intention. Every step becomes part of a visual narrative centered on restraint and refinement. This choice, though seemingly small, completes the physical language of the outfit, allowing the wearer to navigate November streets with a sense of deliberate poise and enduring elegance. Layering neutrals beneath a camel coat is one of the most effective ways to amplify its richness. When soft tones are placed in deliberate succession, they create a quiet depth that enhances the coat's warm hue. Imagine the subtle interplay of cream, ivory, and muted beige, arranged in a sequence that feels natural rather than calculated. A silk shirt in a pale shade lays the foundation. A cashmere sweater in a slightly warmer tone adds dimension. Tailored trousers in a bone or sand hue complete the layered palette. Together, these tones form a continuum that allows the camel coat to stand at the center, accentuating its depth and character. This approach removes any visual noise and highlights the integrity of each fabric. It creates a calm, cohesive environment where the eye can appreciate the textures and craftsmanship rather than being overwhelmed by contrast. This method of dressing is both approachable and sophisticated, allowing the wearer to express quiet confidence while maintaining a sense of ease. It is a technique rooted in harmony, one that reflects a deep understanding of how color interacts with structure in the context of refined styling. Accessories, when thoughtfully selected, serve as subtle enhancements to the elegance of a camel coat. Unlike trend-forward looks that rely on bold adornments to make a statement, this approach favors minimal accents that reinforce the inherent restraint of the coat itself. A finely crafted leather belt, with a discreet gold buckle, can define the waist without calling attention to the hardware. Soft leather gloves add texture and warmth, while a structured handbag introduces an element of form that complements the coat's architectural lines. Jewelry should remain understated, chosen not for its ability to attract attention, but for the quiet sophistication it adds to the ensemble. A slim chain, a pair of classic studs, or a refined timepiece speaks to a level of taste that values longevity over novelty. Each accessory serves its purpose without overshadowing the garment at the center. This is where restraint becomes its own form of power, demonstrating that elegance often emerges from what is left unsaid. In this way, accessories support the greater narrative of quiet sophistication that the camel coat communicates with effortless clarity. The consistent presence of camel coats within curated style archives, street photography, and editorial features underscores their enduring significance. These coats appear decade after decade, unaltered by shifts in popular silhouettes, because their appeal lies in foundational principles of design rather than seasonal innovation. Their longevity is emblematic of garments created with purpose, garments that offer stability in a cultural landscape where fashion often feels transient. Choosing a camel coat is not merely selecting outerwear, but aligning oneself with a tradition of considered elegance. Its continued relevance across generations reflects a shared appreciation for quality, intention, and understated luxury. The coat becomes part of a personal narrative, accompanying its wearer through years of evolving style while maintaining its ability to elevate each look with the same level of refinement. This is what positions the camel coat as a fixture within thoughtful wardrobes. It is not simply worn, it becomes a companion in the pursuit of lasting sophistication. The true impact of a camel coat emerges in the confidence it inspires. When a garment is crafted with precision, from superior materials and thoughtful structure, it has the ability to influence demeanor in ways that feel subtle yet profound. Wearing such a coat creates a sense of grounded composure, an awareness that the garment supports and elevates the presence of the individual. This confidence is not flamboyant or overstated. It is the kind that develops from the understanding that quality speaks on its own, without need for declaration. The refined hue, the tailored lines, and the anchoring weight combine to create an experience of quiet assurance. With each step taken, the wearer communicates values rooted in purpose and discernment. This is the essence of enduring style, where the garment becomes a conduit for inner certainty. It reflects an appreciation for restraint, for craftsmanship, and for the quiet power that emerges from thoughtful design. This sense of personal ease is why the camel coat continues to represent the pinnacle of refined, understated elegance. In completing this exploration, the camel coat reveals itself not simply as a garment, but as a symbol of timeless refinement. Its strength lies in the honest integrity of its elements, the luxurious fibers that shape its movement and texture, the precise architecture that maintains its form, and the warm tonal palette that complements a wide range of styles. Together, these qualities establish the coat as a cornerstone of elegant dressing, particularly in the crisp atmosphere of November. Understanding these principles offers more than styling guidance. It provides insight into a broader philosophy of wardrobe building, one that prioritizes longevity over fleeting novelty. The camel coat stands as an example of how thoughtful choices create a sense of personal identity that feels steady and considered. As you integrate these ideas into your own approach to dressing, the result is a style rooted in clarity, purpose, and lasting elegance. It becomes an investment not only in appearance, but in the quiet confidence that defines refined presence.